The starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire brings weak results, just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. When defeat comes, accept it as a signal that your plans are not sound. Rebuild those plans, and set sail once more toward your coveted goal. If you can't do great things, do small things in a great way. Do not wait, the time will never be just right. Start where you stand, and work whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. When your desires are strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman powers to achieve. You may be hurt if you love too much, but you will live in misery if you love too little. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. A quitter never wins and a winner never quits. Our only limitations are those we set up in our own minds. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. The man who does more than he is paid for will soon be paid for more than he does. Action is the real measure of intelligence. Every adversity, every failure, every heartbreak, carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Happiness is found in doing, not merely possessing. Cherish your vision and your dreams as they are the children of your soul, the blueprints of your ultimate achievements. A goal is a dream with a deadline. More gold had been mined from the mind of men than the earth itself. If you must speak ill of another, do not speak it. Wise men, when in doubt whether to speak or to keep quiet, give themselves the benefit of the doubt, and remain silent. When you are able to maintain your own highest standards of integrity, regardless of what others may do, you are destined for greatness. We refuse to believe that which we don't understand. Hold a picture of yourself long and steadily enough in your mind's eye, and you will be drawn toward it. Put your foot upon the neck of the fear of criticism by reaching a decision not to worry about what other people think, do, or say. If you are not learning while you're earning, you are cheating yourself out of the better portion of your compensation. Weak desires bring weak results, just as a small amount of fire brings a small amount of heat. Neglecting to broaden their view has kept some people doing one thing all their lives. Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. Those who succeed in an outstanding way seldom do so before the age of 40. More often, they do not strike their real place until they are well beyond the age of 50. Tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. This is the equivalent of saying deeds, and not words, are what count most. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. If you must speak ill of another, do not speak it, write it in the sand near the water's edge. If you do not conquer self, you will be conquered by self. Perhaps we shall learn, as we pass through this age, that the other self is more powerful than the physical self we see when we look into a mirror. A genius is simply one who has taken full possession of his own mind and directed it toward objectives of his own choosing, without permitting outside influences to discourage or mislead him. Any ideas, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. First comes thought, then organization of that thought, into ideas and plans, then transformation of those plans into reality. The beginning, as you will observe, is in your imagination. There are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. Desire is the starting point of all achievement, not a hope, not a wish, but a keen pulsating desire which transcends everything. Remember that it is not the lawyer who knows the most law, but the one who best prepares his case, who wins. Effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. Most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure. If you believe yourself unfortunate because you have loved and lost, perish the thought. One who has loved truly can never lose entirely. Most so-called failures are only temporary defeats. Love attracts only one thing, and that thing is love. Desire backed by faith knows no such word as impossible. Adversity will do something to you or for you. Awake, arise, and assert yourself, you dreamers of the world. Your star is now in ascendancy. Fears are nothing more than a state of mind. The only limitation is that which one sets up in one's own mind. Remember that your dominating thoughts attract, through a definite law of nature, by the shortest and most convenient route, their physical counterpart. Be careful what your thoughts dwell upon. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve regardless of how many times you may have failed in the past or how lofty your aims and hopes may be. The world has the habit of making room for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he is going. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Success in life depends upon happiness, and happiness is found in no other way than through service that is rendered in a spirit of love. It is your responsibility to make sure that positive emotions constitute the dominating influence of your mind. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting up until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. If you are ready for the secret, you already possess one half of it. Therefore, you will readily recognize the other half the moment it reaches your mind. Every man is what he is, because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. Successful men become successful only because they acquire the habit of thinking in terms of success. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The oak sleeps in the acorn. The bird waits in the egg, and in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. Anything you do to and for another person, you do it to and for yourself. Opportunity, it often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. Faith removes limitations. Every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. War grows out of desire of the individual to gain advantage at the expense of his fellow man. Every great leader of the past, whose record I have examined, was beset by difficulties and met with temporary defeat before arriving. It takes half your life before you discover life is a do-it-yourself project. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. Your only limitation is the one you set up in your own mind.